Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the matchday vlog. It's Watford taking on the Clarets, Burnley. That is right, Michael Jackson's Burnley. Oh yeah. It's going to be a Premier League clash here that is actually huge for both clubs. More for Burnley, because our fate seems to be very much sealed, but it's not mathematically sealed yet, and until we're
400 yards, leave the roundabout at the second exit onto Park Road.
pipe down, sat nav. Anyway, until we're mathematically in the Championship, you have to keep fighting. You have to keep going. You never know if a great escape might be around the corner. Now, I know this season that is less than 1% likely, but it's still mathematically possible. If we beat Burnley and beat Everton, I know it's a big if, but if we did, then, and saw other results go away, there is still a chance. As Ray Lewington said in his pre-match conference, obviously Hodgson unable to attend that due to a slight illness, but hopefully he'll be back for today. He said, as long as there is a chance, we'll keep fighting, and it's what they experienced at Fulham, right? They were at half-time losing and going down as it stood, but then second half they turned around and they did enough to get safety in that season when it looked completely done and dusted. So it's not done and dusted. Watford fans, I know there is going to be a lot of depressed faces and depressed minds, but let's just try and give the players some atmosphere to just tell them, yep, you've been trashed this season, yep, we've had to go through a lot of suffering, but let's forget all that for a second. Let's win this match of football for this next 90 minutes, and let's see if we can just extend the pain. Well, I say extend. No, let's see if we can extend our place in the Premier League. That's what it will be, extending the pain. But look, ultimately it is an inevitable fate. It is kind of a matter of when rather than if, but we saw West Brom in that 17-18 season under Darren Moore. You know, they carried on, they fought for a little bit longer, and yes, okay, it's a bad omen that West Brom haven't got promoted since that relegation, but at least they had something going into the next season. We need that kind of sign that these players are not going to throw down tools, because I know there will be a few sells, like Dennis and Sarr and probably some other people. But if you've got a club that is on the pitch, not showing that spirit, not showing that aggression to actually go for games, even if you've not got the quality to sometimes always know how to win them, then if you don't have that spirit, then it's toxic on the pitch and off the pitch. At the minute, it does seem quite toxic off it. Just generally, you know, the appointment of Roy Hodgson, it seems a very desperate one, and one that was not good. Maybe it should have been done earlier on in the season, but even then, taking a guy out of retirement for, you know, this task that was a sizable one. But, you know, it's a shame when we see that Burnley game in the reverse fixture, that was his first one, and back then we were feeling all optimistic. We were thinking, well, it might be a bit too little too late, but at least it's something. First clean sheet of the season. Some positive results at Southampton and Villa. But then after the game against Liverpool, where we actually did play quite well, we took about 3 steps backwards with those games against Leeds and Brentford and Man City. So it's a difficult one here. Burnley obviously come into this complete contrast of us, in the respect that they've actually shown a bit of spirit and they've actually got a bit of form to come going into this game, and they want this game so badly, and they'll be very confident of the 3 points, because beating Wolves last week, Matty Vidra, former Hornet of course, and you know, Mike Jackson, since he's come in, has actually done really well. So you've got to say it was a big shock to sell and sack Sean Dyche, but seems to have paid off in the recent games, draw against West Ham and also victory against Southampton. It's just, I wish that happened when we sacked managers. We got that manager bounce, or lack of manager bounce because Burnley haven't appointed anyone. No manager bounce, if that makes sense. But yeah, it's a weird one. I'm not feeling confident, but at the same time, I'm like, well, if there was one game that we kind of scrape the barrel and scrape ourselves out and dig ourselves out of this very, very, very big hole, then this was the game. So let's just see what happens, really. I don't know what more there is to say, because it's a big game. It's a big weekend in the Premier League where things really do get serious. If we lose this game and Villa beat Norwich, then Norwich are relegated back to the Championship. I think the problem is that we've cut ourselves off with Norwich, and we're looking so kind of far away from the rest of the team scrapping, like Burnley, Leeds and Everton. They have kind of flirted around the 30-point mark, and we're just still struggling to get past 20 points. To get that much past, we're on 22 at the minute. So it's slim margins for the teams above us, but not at the minute for us and Norwich. And it is also slim margin in the respect that Norwich have got 21 points, and they've played the same number of games as us, but yet they can get relegated this weekend. And fortunately for us, that won't happen this weekend, as far as I'm aware. But it might still happen against Palace next week. And we don't want that to happen, do we? Because it's Palace, who we've got a bigger rivalry with, and it's Hodgson's former team, and it's Selhurst Park, and it's you just want to get relegated to a team that's a bit more, difficult to play against. So let's prolong it till Leicester. Now, I know that's a tall order because of our precarious situation, but look, just show a bit of fighting spirit. Let's actually get a draw. A draw would be an improvement. That would be nice at home, because Vicarage Road, we've literally got 3 games all season, which is just atrocious. 3 games all season we've not lost at home. Newcastle, Manchester United, Aston Villa. And that is under 2 managers. So even under Hodgson, we've not got a single draw at home. So Burnley are the team directly above us, or, directly above us, I think. Or Everton are in 18th, so technically not. But in terms of teams that we could have got points against, you include the Everton one in this, then it's the best chance. But this Watford team never get up for games against so-called winnable teams against. So I don't really go into this with any hope. But this is last chance saloon. If we win today, maybe there's a flickering speck of hope, but very much scraping the barrel. If we draw today, we're relegated. If we lose today, we're all but mathematically in the Championship. So it's bigger for Burnley than it is for us, because Burnley want to confirm their safety. We just want to forget this season ever happened and just go home, reset the season and go again in the Championship. But I'd just like to see something. I'd like to see a performance, even if it's not the 3 points that we really have forgotten what feels like. So let's just see what happens. I'm predicting Watford 1, Burnley 0. Call me a madman, but sometimes I just think, well, if you don't expect anything, then anything else is a bonus. But I'm just always that optimistic one. So Watford 1, Burnley 0. The only goal from the game, a man who has been our shining light of a bad bunch, Emmanuel Dennis. He's been a great signing, and I get he has been a struggling character, difficult for the team ethic, and we've had a lot of individuals that don't want to work together this season. But what he has done is scored goals when we've needed them, and hopefully he can put one past Nick Pope today in the 23rd minute, and that'll be enough. I mean, I don't think I've ever seen that probably since the FA Cup final, where we've actually scored in the first half and held on. I can't think of when we've done that, because we never score early, we always concede first, and we never manage to see out a result. So yeah, let's see what happens. What's your score prediction?
I'm going to say 1-1.
1-1. Yeah, a lot of people have been saying that. I've seen that as a popular one. Look, at the end of the day, a 1-1 draw, it's improvement, but it's not enough. We are brown toast if that happens. So let's see if we can just try very hard to squeeze some sort of enjoyment, even if it's just the fact we're at a football match. It's impossible to remove subjectivity from this, and it's impossible to not care about Watford, because we all do. That's why we love and support this club. And it's sad to see us going back into the Championship after one season after promotion. But look, this team needs the reset. This team needs some bigger changes in the running of the football club. And hopefully we can start by not breaking history, not losing our 11th home game in a row, and actually putting Burnley in a bit more of a precarious situation, because they lose today and they're not as optimistic and jubilant and hoping for safety as they were a week ago. So I'll see you in the next one, and it will be the full-time one. See you later. Alligator. In a while, crocodile. Come on, you horns!